respect. This is Pakistan turning its back, or the people of Pakistan turning their backs on America.
You remember all of those talk about, Pakistan being used as some kind of a staging ground for attacking Iran from the east. Clearly, that couldn't have been done because of this. The public sentiment in Pakistan has been in favor of the Ayatollah. But look, Rahul, this is a absolutely consequent
way they did manage to stop the Iranian missile to hit the airport.
Bahrain, this is visuals that have just come in. Shivani, these are pictures of a strike that has taken place in this current sixth wave.
Yeah, I can't say exactly what this location is, but it doesn't quite look like this is some sort of a military installation or an American base.
This is Haifa, Israel. This is a port city.
Yeah, there of course is the damage.
This is quite close to where the US fleet is. Also where some of the batteries must be, the intercepting batteries, so that the US fleet also stays safe, generally.
State one thing simple.
Yeah.
That these high expensive, high value air defense systems are not meant for Shahed strikes.
Right.
Shahed carries about 100. It's something like, for a needle kind of a thing, you don't require an hammer to manage. So these are costly systems will be actually against the ballistic missile system, which will carry larger load packages which are going to be striking high value targets. It will just not be, and these are all AI, all automated control systems. They verify what is taken off, what time is going to impact, what is the load which is carrying in. Thereafter, they match the anti-missile system to fire.
So on the other side, point. One second, General Sir, just 1 second, I'll just come to you. On the other side, viewers, is video released by the IDF. Strikes on missile launchers in Western Iran. Now, these videos have been coming out continuously, and the IDF is very good at packaging their successes and putting them out in videos. What are we seeing here? General Siraj and General Patil. Yes.
See, what happened is that when we were talking about the drone, what has the Israeli have done this time? They made a multi-air defense system. They have Iron Dome and Iron Beam. Iron Beam is the one which is striking the drones. It is a beam which is there, it is neutralizing the drone. Then they have a David Sling, Arrow 3 system, and they also been given Patriot missile system. If you see this time, the damage in Israel is minimal of even the missile which have been fired by the Iran. That's what has happened. Now, as far as...
So you're saying they've augmented and modified.
What lesson they learned from us, that in Operation Sindoor, the India has utilized a multiple air defense system, which we had Akash-Tir also, S-400.
It was an escalatory and calibrated,
depending upon the target and the weapon system we used. That was almost 90% where the Pakistanis, nothing could come to us.
Right, General Sir.
So, high speed, high value, heavier package will be taken on by the expensive version of air defense. So what General Srivastava was mentioning is that once this layered defense is meant for different set of incoming missile or drone systems. But please understand that Shahed missile, right, Shahed drones are slightly more difficult to be picked up and utilized when they come into the form of swarms or a larger numbers. And plus, they also understand that these are actually technically fire and forget. And that is why it is much more difficult to actually overwhelm and control them or destroy them in non-kinetic means. So either you impact and destroy. But what happens is that they are able to find out where they are going to land. So if they are going to land at a place which has low value, it will be allowed to go through. But the expensive system will be able to take out even the side drones, even flat trajectory flying at the high value targets.
So let's quickly talk about these visuals. This is the latest set of visuals that has come in, viewers, and this is coming from Bahrain. Then you have Doha. This is exactly here. We're seeing again all sorts of projectiles entering the Doha airspace. Now we don't know if these are intercepted residual missiles or they're an actual hit. We don't also know right now if this is drone or non-drone. So we need to have confirmation on that. This is Haifa, Israel. This is obviously the
This definitely looks like a missile attack.
This is definitely a missile attack. It would have to be a missile attack, and it's going over two airspaces, literally Iraq and Syria. And that's how it enters Israel. But this is also interesting because it crosses, not that there's much of Israel to cross, but it's going from west to east, and it's the eastern Mediterranean.
1,500 kilometers have to be traversed for a missile to strike.
There you
and
go.
if they have been able to reach, you look at the speed of the missile. But yet, again I come back to the same
thing. What would be the reaction times?
I think it's just about a couple of minutes actually.
Wow.
So the aim is to actually take it out into the high atmosphere when they reach on the top. That is one of the best places. But when they are actually dropping closer to the target, that's the time they get much more confirmation and they can use lower end of counter ballistic systems or missile system to neutralize.
But is it too late by then? Is it too late by then? Will you have
no,
debris that
actually
will
what
cause-
happens is that if they are able to neutralize it, strike, then only the remnants fall. Yesterday we saw a strike which was taking place in which a large projectile came down and hit, and you had people running away
I saw
from
that.
that location. So it was, they were trying to actually neutralize, but they could not. But the projectiles, explosives had not fallen. The thing, they were intact. So it was a localized, not a very high profile. Missiles need to hit with the speed which they come.
You're talking about that street. I think that
Yeah,
was
yeah.
Doha living quarters.
Right.
There were a large number of people who were saying that, look,
The issue which we need to see is that how much information is actually coming from Israel.
Right.
All these images which are coming coming from other Gulf countries. This is again in today's narrative warfare. It is important to show
You are
that
not
these
being-
areas are being hit and they need to respond to Iran. Israel is not showing
Wow.
exactly that
so
what
there
is
are
coming to
mind
them.
games being played, says General Pandey. Very clever
one
mind
thing
games
more
that are
it
being
is.
played.
You know, one thing more in that,
Yeah.
the civilian area do not have that much air defense
Yeah.
system.
Yeah.
If you are hitting a civil target, it is very easy to hit the target. And that is where it is making a difference. When you are hitting a military target, it has got air defense system. That's why you find in Israel, the targets are not been hit, they have been neutralized. In the sense, all the missiles, drones, by and large are neutralized. But when they are hitting Doha, they are hitting other places, whether Saudi, UAE or Bahrain, you are finding hit are coming. Why? Because the air defense system is not
No,
there
but
in
that,
civilian.
that hit in Haifa looks pretty serious.
Haifa also, yes. The point is that the swarm system which is there, that the drones or missiles, when they fired together, it is impossible for any air defense system to neutralize.
Yes, but you know, we've also got updates that in Tel Aviv there are a lot of interceptor, missile, audio, etc. that can be heard, sound because of the interceptions that are taking place. Air raid sirens are now blaring in Kuwait after Kuwait is also seeing possibly a fresh wave of these drone or projectile missile attacks. By any account, Iran cannot keep this up for too
OTS.
long. As far as we know. So this is going to be possibly a last-ditch effort, and I think by what our experts have pointed out, the harakiri that they've committed by attacking all of these.
I'm going to
countries-
show you what is being targeted now. We're going to get the over the shoulder camera very soon onto this map, and if you just have a look, Shivani, these are some of the areas, and we're just going to get the OTS here. These are some of the areas, and this is a map that has been put out by Iranian state media, which is being reported by the Wall Street Journal staff report. So this is a graphic which we will just put out there. You can see the Erbil Air Base, which is in Iraq, Tel Aviv. You have the Ali Al Salam Air Base in Kuwait. The US 5th Fleet is here in Bahrain. You have in Riyadh, you have strikes there. Apparently, Al Udeid Air Base, which is Qatar, and then you have the Al Dhafra Air Base in UAE. So let's have a look. Let's come in. Let's come into the frame. Let's go into this, and let's hang on to this and show these are the areas that we are talking about. Viewers, this is what I want us to focus on. Director Saab, can you please cut to this camera here? Wonderful. There you can see it. Now, if we can just get the resolution a little better on this, you can see the Erbil Air Base, which is in Iraq. That's Iran there. That's Tehran. It's pretty much on the same latitude. So it overlooks the territory of Iran. And this is, of course, you're looking at Western Iran. Here is the Ali Al Salam Air Base. If you can zoom in more, sir, there it is. There it is, and that's Kuwait, just opposite that strait. There's Bahrain, the US 5th Fleet, and there's Qatar, the Al Udeid Air Base, and there's Dubai. So this map we're just going to put out for you, viewers, on the screen to give you a sense of the geography that is right now facing the strap from Iran. And that is something that viewers we're going to be keeping an eye on. That's what we're going to be keeping an eye on, and these are the areas. These are the areas that are being harried right now by the Iranians. Now, whether this will lead to the Americans and the Israelis pulling back or not, we don't know. But clearly, as of now, they are trying to, at some level or the other, saturate the airspace over these areas, maybe because they are trying to distract General Pandey. The larger weapon systems, the radars of the United States and Israel, maybe they're going to conduct something bigger. Is that possible?
Yes. During Lion Rise, one very major lesson which Israel drew.
Introducing Hailuo AI Video Director Model. Sua arte virando um filmaço com o novo modelo da Hailuo AI. E de graça, viu?
Are relevant, which are going to strike high value targets. So this is a change in possibly a strategy which Israel has taken. They need to conserve because in last about 7-8 months, Iranians knew that they are going to face this war, come what may, because talks or no talks, they were quite fully prepared. They didn't want to change their strategic orientation, and Americans were going to come after them. And therefore, they have done well enough for themselves. Actually, just because they have taken out Khamenei and the top leadership of this thing, the regime has not changed. The response are going to continue, and this is not going to end very well for either of them as of now.
Well, let me also tell you that there are some releases that are now being put out by the MEA. So we're going to try and go out to those. We're trying to get connectivity here in the studio so I can open that link up. But just trying to go straight in because there are updates coming in, advisories mostly.